We have a task about social awareness. So we were thinking what to do. Then very wonderful thing or the guys of our class did for girls, giving us the chili spray. So we thought why not take it to a higher level, a level ahead, and let's continue on that track. So we chose the topic safety of women. So there are few statistics which we found on the internet. So that they are there just to change the paradigm, not our and our society's paradigm. So to understand where our society is currently. Do you really think that women are safe in metropolitan cities? Only 86% people said no. You know, that is a drastic thing to come out of a survey, because we live in Mumbai, which is a metropolitan city. We feel safe, but then how come 86% of women said that they do not feel safe? There must be some reason to it, right? So have you ever noticed girls being teased by boys? 76% have said yes. Of course. Why is that? I guess that figure should be 100% or so. 76% feels looks very much on the lower side. Then there is, are you aware of any mobile app that provides you safety? Yes, now we have various apps with you, and also that is so. I guess everyone in our class is at least aware of those apps. Right? And if you're not, you can ask G, he will tell you. Are you afraid to go out at nights? So, I don't know, but 75% people said yes. So, this is close to that 76% figure where women said felt they were safe in cities. Will you allow your sister, this is for boys, or any female friend to go out late in the night? 85% said no. Why? That is a factor to think about, right? Is it related to the way you dress? That is the most controversial question, right? Even people amongst, I hope we don't have any biases in this thing, but 84% said no. So, I hope you're not of that 16%. Do you think government is doing well to provide safety to women? 64% said no. Why is that so? I guess government can't do anything unless and until our mentalities have changed. People around us, we should change. I'm not talking me as a person, but collective as a group. Everyone should be forced to think differently. Where do you think women are mostly teased up by boys? See, crowded area, lonely area, any area, and that is the truth. Yeah, actually, you know, you can't say that no. If we had any specific place, why would women go there, right? So any area, we can be if teasing takes place at any area at any point of time, you may never know. Whom would you blame for the crimes related to women? Like mostly there is a mentality among our politicians and in society that women are blamed because the way they dress, they will talk. I don't know why do they so. But society is to be blamed. As I said, not me, not you, but as a collective society, we are failing somewhere. That is the whole point. Where do you think crime against women are committed more? So both. You know, they generally there is like in favor in speaking about there is no relation of clothing and women. So most people could put forward a point like in rural areas there is more women are raped or molested more, but it is not so. They even as urban areas the cases are more. So. As I said, the place doesn't matter. Then now things to remember. This here I will talk about in the mentality of all of us as a group. Okay. So girls, awareness. Most of the times, how we walk, we have headphones in our ears. We are walking in a group. We are in our zone. We are not bothered about what every other person next person is doing, what a person in front or person in the back is doing. So we should be aware of our surroundings. In general, you can't keep tab on like, oh, that person is doing something like that. But you should be mostly aware. And how you're going to be aware? Use your sixth sense. Like every person has that aura around us. You get to know if someone is standing right behind you, even if you're not looking at the back. So you should use that. Use your sixth sense. Use your aura. You should be always aware of your surroundings or try to be aware. Right? Self-defense training. We'll see some demonstrations by Akanksha and Venu. Let's see. So escape and your right to fight. You always should fight for your. Okay. Now, if you are in a crowded bus, some men are misbehaving with you. Generally, tendency of all the women, all the girls, is like to side hurto, and then that's it. We try to ignore those people. We don't shout. You know, we should have a zero tolerance limit. You cannot let even a smaller thing. You cannot be a Mother Teresa at that time. Okay, dhaka lagta rahega or something like that. You should have a zero tolerance policy. Even if you see a guy saying something to a woman, you should point that out right away. Even if that girl is not brave enough or scared, if she is scared, you should have the capability. Even the guys, they should stand out for those women. They should not be scared like what will happen next. What matters is what happens now. Okay, and that moment is most important. Pepper spray, thanks to all guys, we already have a pepper spray and we know how to use it. They have taught us and when to use it and when not to use it. Both things we know by now. Home invasions. Now, this is the most important thing because there was a case of a lawyer. She was molested and killed at home. She was at home at night and that too by the security guard of her own building. So this case, and that wasn't any slum area or anything. That was a proper Andheri household, proper high-rise building. So these things can happen with you. That is why stress on awareness. You should be aware and you should know how to defend yourself. Those are the most important things. Avoiding the carjacking. This is just an example to give. When you are driving alone in your car, you should make sure that your windows are pulled up and you have locked the door, even though it is a child safety which we don't bother to push down. But when you are driving alone, you should make sure that you have locked that door. And this is not to make women feel that they are less of anything, but because of our society, we should take care of ourselves and we should make others take care of themselves. We should help them and encourage them to take care of themselves. So travel tip, even if you are listening, you should be just aware that what is happening. You should be you should consider like I gave you example of traveling in a bus. So you should be aware and you should not let those things happen continuously, even in a station, because in Mumbai we all, at given our timings, we all go in crowded places. We all go through crowded things. So you should not tolerate even a single thing. So, and then last thing is safety in cyberspace. There are various apps which you allow, and even in Facebook, we are not conscious of how we put our images. So there is privacy settings in Facebook. I guess those who haven't checked should definitely go and allow it to only friends and not take a look if it isn't not allowed on the public or everything. So you should be conscious how you put yourself forward in society. And then I will call Akanksha and Venu to.
Hello friends, good afternoon. So what we particularly took up as an initiative is to do all these as a presentation and to give you all a few tips on how can you push yourself to defend the person who comes and does something to you. So some few moves that we're going to show you, like some few ways that you can help you in defending. Okay, that would avoid you from getting racked or from getting at a further point of view. So, getting with the first task, I think before that I would like to add you to a point whereby in an organization as you go by, 1 out of 7 women are somewhere or the other harassed. Okay, as rightly said by Jeet, somewhere or the other harassed. So at that point of time, what would you as an initiative, what would you take it up is, instead of going to your manager who harasses you, go to the HR, go to the super senior boss and try solving that out. Instead of directly going to your manager, that would create an issue, or that would create a point of time, or that would create a point whereby he would harass you more, whereby he would stop your promotion also from getting. So go to your super senior boss or your HR to get the things solved by. Okay. So getting ahead with it, we'll show you the first self-defense move. Okay. So it's a.
So the situation here is like we are traveling to a bus and we are standing at the bus stand. We have left ITTC gate and we don't have company with us. We are standing at the bus stand alone, isolated. And normally what we do is to avoid attention, we are in the phone or we are looking at our ornaments, or we are involved in ourselves and not aware of the surroundings. So first step to understand here is be aware. We are focusing on that point time and again. Be aware of your surroundings first. Do not listen to your songs, especially at the night, because that will deprive you of any noises, any suspicious noises that you can hear. So this situation will be enacted. This is the first move.
This is the very first move that you can look into, especially when you try defending. Like if you're a girl and the very first thing that you do is slap. Slap wouldn't lead the person to move around, or slap wouldn't lead the person to go away, because that will just be a slap and he'll come back to you. But this part of the man's, or like this part of the body is a very crucial part. So if you hit here, he literally falls down. He falls down to the floor. That gives you a time or a period to run away from that place. Okay. So do look into this place or this place, instead of slapping or instead of hitting here. This place in the man's, the upper body of the man, for this would be a useful thing. The second thing would be now this is another second one whereby instead of, as rightly said, instead of slapping, the second thing that you can do is hit him on his eyes. The eyes, the vision, you would literally block his vision. So when it comes directly hitting to him, he would go back and he would fall down. He would be a bit blind at that point of time. He wouldn't be able to see much, but this would create an impact too, whereby you would push him away and he would lose out his vision and he would go off. So that would give you a time to run away.
Also to add to this point here is what normally happens is when we are in panic and when we are in that attack, we tend to use our hands more. We tend to push the person, or we tend to touch the face where we can do something. But what point to remember here is do not panic first. It is easy to say, but please remember, do not panic. The other person is not stronger than you. You are unaware, he has caught you unaware. So what you have to do is, when you are targeting the face area, you are targeting here and not the face. And if you are targeting the face, you are targeting the eyes. And also, somebody suggested use fingers. But what happens with the finger? If you are using fingers, you might lose the point. So when you are using your palms, this part will hit the eyes, and he will be blinded for a few seconds, and that will give you the time to run or make noise. Make sure you run. I am not demonstrating that here because of the constraint, space constraint, but you have to run away or make noise. We normally don't make noise, as Shweta rightly mentioned. We don't make noise, or we ignore the person. Do not ignore any such incidents. Zero tolerance. So the next demonstration will show you that why not use hands and why use feet. So what happens is that hands reaches only one hand distance, as we say. But if you see our feet's reach is longer than the hand, so that will not give the other person time to reach closer to you. You are stopping him at 1 feet distance. This might look funny right now, but please remember that a hand's distance will not keep him away for long. So you have to make sure that if he's approaching, you be ready with your feet. Okay? So we'll start with the demonstration. Okay,
So this is how instead of the person coming and directly touching or approaching her, you are stopping her at a 1 feet distance only. As rightly pointed out by Akansha, if you just keep your hand like this, if you see your leg, it's equivalent to a double of your hand. So you basically stopping him here rather than going and hitting him on his face. So basically you're hitting him at a 1 feet distance rather than going and touching him or doing some stuff like that. Okay. The fourth situation would be where the guy comes and.
So the situation here is that the assaulter has already got you and he's holding you against a wall or against some backdrop. So now in this situation what you do, so what we will demonstrate here, you won't be able to see it here is, the portion at the knee is weaker. We do not use our legs more, we tend to use our hands more. So what we do here is, when somebody assaults, target this portion, the knee portion, target this portion, so that the person loses balance and he is not anticipating that response from you. So that's where you catch him by surprise, and that's where you hit him at the side of the knee, not on the knee. So we'll demonstrate that to you.
So just like she's at the wall and I'm pushing her to the wall. Okay. So one thing that you can do at this point of time is just kick the knee.
At the knee.
So he loses the balance at that point of time. Once more I'll just show it. I hope girls at back are able to see it. Because it is not for us, it is for you all. So you can just stand up and just look at it. So it is like, suppose if you get a assault like this, what would you do? So just hit him at the knee. So he folds out, he bends out his knee and he falls down. He falls out. So that gives you an opportunity or a time to run away. Any clarity or any doubt that you would arise at this point of time? Nothing, great. So then we go on to the last one, whereby suppose if the girl is standing and is unaware, or like at one point of time you are standing and you are unaware, and suppose if a guy comes and pulls you from back, what would you do? You would jump, you would do like this, you would do like that, you would try to move off. Okay, you would realize at that point of time what to do. So at that point of time, what you can do is, suppose there's a guy holding you like this. Okay, so what you can do is the same way, just kick him at his knee.
So what we did here is, the girl was standing and her back was facing the assaulter. So what happened here is, when the assaulter came near you, what you do is you don't make your hand move because he'll catch tighter, the hold will become tighter. So what you do is, you hit with the leg, wherever it reaches, if it reaches above, good, if not, reach the knee, because that will make him lose balance at the knee. He will either fall or the grip will be loosened, you run or you make some noise. So that is the whole intention of this demonstration. So any clarifications you want on this? So points to remember, I'll summarize. One is target the knee area where he has not anticipated the action. Second is don't move too much when he's holding you. That will only harden his grip. So what you do is use your legs more. If you're targeting his face, if you're using his hands, first is eyes, sensitive areas. Eyes, nose, you can hit here also, on the nose. And then the second place is on the neck, below the ear, which is sensitive area again. So these are some points to take away. And girls, please be safe. Please be aware of your surroundings and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.